Next on Worcester News Tonight, Girls Inc. hosting a special celebration tonight in Worcester. We'll have the details. Plus, local departments are honoring fallen officers on Peace Officers Memorial Day. The story is next. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Catherine Inrioli. A team of Worcester police officers are home after running more than 400 miles from Worcester to Washington, D.C. The 14 officers participating in a relay run to support the Worcester Boys and Girls Club. They ran from Worcester City Hall to the Law Enforcement Memorial in Washington, D.C. Here's a look at officers crossing the finish line just after 5 a.m. Friday morning. The team raised around $29,000 for the Boys and Girls Club. The funds will support programming for track and field at the club. The relay run also honored fallen Auburn police officer Ronald Tarentino. Officer Sean Frijon says running with fellow police officers was a monumental experience and one he will never forget.
Police Week in D.C. And the memorials for everybody nationwide, but mentioning Officer Tarantino down there during the vigil, that was great. It was great to see, you know, being from Massachusetts, going all the way down there. Yeah, it was definitely a great experience.
And the department is still in need of donations to reach their fundraising goal of $30,000. They're asking the public to help support this cause. To donate and to learn more information, you can visit their Facebook page, Bound for DC. And today is Peace Officers Memorial Day. It's part of a week paying tribute to local, state, and federal officers who have died or been disabled in the line of duty. Several central Massachusetts police departments are honoring their fallen brothers, including Officer Ronald Tarentino. Rosalind Flaherty has the story.
The flag at the Leicester Police Department flies at half-staff in honor of fallen Auburn police officer Ronald Tarantino Jr. Monday is Peace Officer Memorial Day.
Police Week is always very emotional for law enforcement because far too often we know individuals whose names are being etched on the memorial wall down in Washington.
Leicester Police Chief Jim Hurley says he knew Tarantino for 9 years, and Leicester was fortunate to give him his first police position.
I can remember how excited he was about it.
Tarantino was killed during a traffic stop almost a year ago. A makeshift memorial still stands near the scene. Tarantino had been a member of the Auburn Police Department for 2 years.
Traditionally, anytime this happened, it happened a distance away, and now it's right at our threshold. It's one of our colleagues, and it was very close to us.
Dozens of students and faculty at Auburn High School wore blue Auburn Strong t-shirts.
When something like this happens, there's always a really strong outpouring of support immediately. So reminders like this on a periodic basis are important for everybody in the community.
Sophomore Emma Gervais came up with the idea to make the shirts last year and says all the money raised will go to the Tarantino family.
It showed that we cared, and we do know that what they do is very important, and they do sacrifice a lot for our safety.
Chief Hurley says the support has been tremendous, and not a day goes by where he doesn't think about Tarantino.
I think Ron's mother really hit the nail on the head when she said, if you want to honor Ron and memorialize him, support your police today, tomorrow, next week, next year, and just give them the support they need.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
This weekend, Officer Tarantino's name was added to the National Law Enforcement Memorial. His family and fellow officers from Auburn were in Washington, D.C. to honor him. Perry Russum has the story from the nation's capital.
For the family that lost a son, it's the brothers in blue that have provided unwavering support.
All the guys being here and stuff, it's just been great, you know. It's a great tribute to them.
The tribute for fallen Auburn police officer Ronald Tarantino started at home and has stretched to Washington, D.C., where his name has been etched at the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial, a sign that he will never be forgotten.
He's the most genuine guy I've ever met. He put a smile on my face every morning.
Tarantino's fellow officers sharing their stories with us.
When he first started, I would call him Night Guy, and I would just yell it from the other. I'd walk in, and I knew he was there because I'd see his truck in the parking lot. I'd be like, Night Guy, and he'd yell back, Day Guy, and that was our thing, and it was a great way to start my day.
Next week is the 1-year anniversary of his death. The grieving process comes in waves, the chief says, good days and bad.
Do you think it will ever get easier?
I hope it will. I don't know that it will, but I'm hopeful.
Tarantino's mother with a message for those back home who have taken on what it means to be Tarantino strong.
There's just no words that would cover, thank you just doesn't seem like enough.
And just feet away from where Tarantino's name is on the memorial, you can find Massachusetts State Trooper Thomas Clardy, who was also killed in line of duty last year. In Washington, D.C., Perry Russum, Worcester News Tonight.
And good news to report tonight. The Auburn Fire Department says a young boy who collapsed at school last week is doing well and should be discharged from the hospital soon. The boy fell ill on the playground at Packagug Elementary School last Wednesday. The fire department posted on its Facebook page an update from the superintendent of schools. She says the boy is now walking around and eating on his own. The fire department is also praising the quick actions by the school's nurse, EMTs, and paramedics. And Girls Inc. holding a special event in Worcester tonight. The organization hosted College Shower, honoring its members and recognizing the milestone of young women attending college. 200 people attended the ceremony at Worcester State College. Girls Inc. honored 18 young women from 4 different Worcester high schools on their way to college in the fall. The event provided the women with gift baskets with supplies for college, including an Amazon Fire tablet. Girls Inc. CEO Victoria Waterman says this is a way to honor these young women and their acceptance to college.
She's in the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program at Abbey Kelly.
It's pretty remarkable that this class of 18 girls have been accepted to over 80 colleges and universities, including an Ivy League school and as far away as London. They have received over $600,000 a year in scholarships, 5 of which are full paid scholarships for 4 years. And 72% of the girls are majoring in STEM-related fields.
And the young women honored were part of a Eureka program, a 5-year science, technology, math, and engineering-based program empowering girls from grades 8th to 12th. It's Game 7, winner take all for the Boston Celtics tonight in their series against the Washington Wizards. Fans are packing into local establishments to cheer on their favorite team. Here's a look inside Quinn's Pub in Worcester. Dozens of fans watching the game tonight, and as you can see, it was a packed crowd. Fans say they are very excited for tonight's game and for cheering on their favorite team in green.
I'll tell you what, if they keep them off the three-point line, keep them to the twos. Don't let John Wall shoot that 3. Play hard defense right up till the end.
Celtics fans love this team. They love the coach, the players. There's definitely a underdog mentality, which people can sort of rally around, and everyone's loving it. Hopefully tonight turns out good for us.
And the Celtics are currently in the lead. The winner of tonight's game goes on to play the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Congressman Jim McGovern and Connecticut Congressman John Larson were in Worcester today. The two have made a proposal to change the Social Security system to better fit Americans today. Our Brittany Schaefer was at the forum and has more.
You're entitled to security in your retirement years. And so we're trying to figure out ways to ensure that.
Congressman Jim McGovern and John Larson want to change Social Security. The two Democrats discussed a proposal in front of dozens at the Worcester Senior Center.
I think it's important that when people retire, they don't retire into poverty.
McGovern and Connecticut Congressman Larson's proposal includes a tax cut for those who pay taxes on their Social Security benefits. Under their plan, the average retiree would get $300 more per year.
There are a lot of people who rely almost exclusively on Social Security to get by, and they're just barely holding on.
Jim has been instrumental in making sure that there's a 2% across-the-board increase for Social Security recipients.
Robert Dwyer supports the proposal. The executive director of the Central Mass Agency on Aging says retirement should be a positive moment, but it isn't always the case.
As far as the legislation itself, I think it's a magnificent thing. I'm looking at retirement myself in a couple of years. My wife has applied to receive her Social Security, and we're both concerned that we're not going to be able to make it.
Anna Jung says many of her friends and family are affected by low Social Security payments and higher taxes, and this proposal would help.
One dear friend of mine from church does not want to leave her home and her garden and go to an apartment building because she can't afford the taxes. This plan would help her.
One obstacle Congressman McGovern and Larson's proposal could face is House Republicans. McGovern says he's ready to unite both parties on this issue.
I think that this idea that we have presented is very, very popular. And I think if we were able to bring it to the House floor for a debate and for a vote, I think there are a lot of Republicans that would support us on this.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
And it felt more like fall today than spring here in Worcester. It was a chilly day today here in central Massachusetts, but it didn't stop families from going outside for some fresh air. Here's a look at Elm Park earlier this evening. And as you can see, people geared up in winter coats rather than in short sleeves. Families we spoke with say they're sick of the cold and are ready for some warmer days at the park and in Worcester.
Tired of the rain, so they would rather have the sun so the kids can come down and enjoy the park. It's tiresome.
Puddles?
This kid's got to stay in the house and would much rather have them down here having a good time.
And it may have been cold today, but there is good news. It will be warming up in the next